The courtroom doors clicked shut behind me like a trap snapping closed. She's turned me into a ghost in my own life, I thought, but the words never left my mouth. Instead, I sat motionless at the defense table while my wife, Elena Voss, delivered her verdict with surgical calm. He's incapable. A hollow man who can't handle money or decisions. I've carried everything for decades. Her voice was flat, practiced, the tone of someone stating weather facts. Judge Victoria Langford didn't flinch. She simply shifted her gaze from Elena to her lawyer, Marcus Reed. "Counselor," she asked quietly, "are you absolutely certain you've grasped who Daniel Reese actually is, and what his real work entails?" Elena's shoulders locked. Marcus opened his mouth, closed it. For one heartbeat the air in courtroom 4C felt solid. "My name is Daniel Reese. 54. Married, 28 years. Until 5 weeks ago, no one had ever formally labeled me unfit to manage my affairs. Then Elena filed for emergency guardianship over me, claiming I was blind to fraud, emotionally vacant, a liability to myself and our assets. Accounts frozen. Job paused, pending review. Our son, Caleb, stopped answering calls. Our daughter, Sophie, texted once, "Dad, Mom says you're struggling. Please get help." I said nothing in return. Silence had always been my default setting. Elena wore her charcoal suit like armor, hair pinned perfectly, expression arranged into concerned resolve. She had rehearsed this role. I knew because I'd watched her rehearse every version of herself for years. Competent wife, burdened caretaker, finally the rescuer. Marcus had just painted the portrait, Elena as the tireless provider, me as the detached shadow drifting through life, uninterested in planning or protection. Then came her line, saved for maximum sting. "He's useless. Financially illiterate. Always has been." I kept my palms flat on the table. No feasts. No tells. Judge Langford, late 60s, sharp silver barb, eyes that missed nothing, tapped once on her bench. "Mr. Reese," she said, turning to me at last, "you've been quiet. Deliberate." "Yes, Your Honor." "Reason?" "Because this entire request rests on what I appear to be. Appearances shatter when evidence arrives too soon." A ripple moved through the room. Elena exhaled sharply, the first crack in her composure. The judge gave the smallest nod. "Counselor Hayes," she said to my attorney, Rachel Hayes, "whenever you're ready." Rachel rose without flourish. 5 weeks earlier Elena had stepped in after my father's massive heart attack left him fragile. She offered to manage the bills, the insurance, the endless paperwork. "You focus on being there for him," she told me. "I'll handle the rest." Dad signed what she brought during foggy afternoons. Power of attorney. Account access. She became the voice on every call. I trusted the system. Our marriage, her efficiency, his exhaustion. Dad passed quietly. For weeks later the guardianship papers landed on my porch like a legal grenade. I didn't yell. I didn't storm out. I opened spreadsheets. Transactions surfaced like bruises, regular administrative fees, consulting reimbursements, miscellaneous support costs. Each time to Elena's solo visits to Dad's assisted living apartment. Tens of thousands unaccounted for. No receipts. No corresponding care expenses. When I asked, calmly, about one transfer, she smiled thinly. "It's handled. Trust me." I did what I've done for 30 years in corporate forensic auditing. I traced. Quietly. Methodically. I copied statements, photographed documents, requested records through back channels. Rachel coordinated discreet inquiries with state elder services investigators. Nothing loud. Just threads pulling tighter. The night before the hearing I drove past Dad's empty apartment building. Lights off. Curtains still. I didn't go in. I didn't need to. He had left his own insurance policy, a locked USB drive labeled "For Daniel," if needed. Inside were scanned notes, date-stamped photos of documents he'd signed while medicated, a single audio memo in his shaky voice. "Son. She keeps bringing papers. I sign because I'm tired. I think I gave too much. You'll know what to do. You always see the patterns." In court, Rachel began without theatrics. Your Honor, this petition claims my client cannot detect exploitation. Evidence will demonstrate the exploitation happened precisely because someone assumed he never would. She displayed a clean timeline, dates, amounts, Elena's logged visits. No theatrics, just facts aligning like dominoes. Marcus objected twice. Overruled both times. Rachel moved to the power of attorney. Executed on a date. Medical notes describe as moderately impaired cognition. Consent validity is questionable at best.
Elena's face drained.
She stared at me as if seeing a stranger. The judge leaned forward slightly. Continue, Ms. Hayes. Rachel placed the USB drive on the table. We also have a recording from the alleged victim himself, made weeks before his passing. With permission, Your Honor, I'd like to play 30 seconds. Judge Langford nodded. Dad's voice filled the quiet room, thin, deliberate, unmistakable. I trusted her. But something feels wrong. Daniel, you'll find it. You always do. Silence swallowed everything. Elena's hands trembled on the table. Marcus sat down hard. The judge removed her glasses, polished them slowly, then looked straight at Elena. Mrs. Voss, she said evenly, your petition is denied. The court will open a full investigation into the transactions and the circumstances surrounding the power of attorney. Bailiff, please escort Mrs. Voss to a separate conference room. We'll reconvene in 1 hour with Elder Services representatives present. As Elena was led away, our eyes met for the last time. No anger in mine. Only clarity. She had built her world on the belief that quiet meant empty. She was wrong. And now everyone knew.